Here's another episode of Anime Predictions. And within this episode, I am going to talk about the anime Sakurasou no Pet na Kanojo? I don't know when this came out. You know, I'm always reviewing anime that probably came out years ago. So I don't even know the year when this came out, but I feel like looking into it because I've heard that it's funny. And I never really seen too many comedy anime that really titillated me, that really interested me or amused me in the way a few anime of mine that I do consider funny. But I'm gonna watch this and see if it's actually comedic or it really is funny to me, if it's going to if it's going to be the comedy that makes you smile sometimes, or is it going to be the comedy that makes you chuckle, or is it going to be the comedy that makes you laugh out loud. We will see once I watch these animes. In any case, the genres of Sakurasou no Pet na Kanojo is a comedy, drama, romance, school. Fuck, it's going to be romance. Alright, now what I'm reading this description provided by animations.tv, so that's cool. The plot summary is as follows. The school romantic comedy revolves around a second-year high school student named Sarata Kanda who lives in Sakurasou, a dormitory for problem children at Sarata's school. One day, Mashiro Shina, a cute girl who appears to be also a cosmopolitan, brilliant artist, moves into Sakurasou. So let's stop right here. Okay, so Sarata Kanda lives in Sakurasou, which is a school. So I'm gonna assume Sarata Kanda is the guy within the picture on the bottom right, who has like some type of kitten in his arms or something. And I'm gonna assume that Mashiro Shina is the blonde-haired girl who's looking at the white cat. Okay, now that we got that established, moves into Sakurasou. Sarata thinks to himself that he should protect Mashiro from the weirdos at Sakurasou, but Mashiro has a surprising secret. She has no idea how to take care of herself. She gets lost if she goes out, and her room is a complete mess. Sarata's dorm mates designate him as the master of Mashiro, and thus an ordinary boy and a brilliant girl must live like a master and his pet. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. Now, I'm usually turned off by any genre that has romance because romance doesn't really appeal to me. It's very sappy and I get bored of it real quick. But I've heard that this is like one of the funniest comedies that's, someone I talked to on the internet said. So since I was recommended this, I'm going to look into it. Look into the first 5 episodes and let me just see all the characters. Okay, so I already identified that, or I assume that Sarata is the guy who's carrying the little kitten, and I think Mashiro Shina is the blonde-haired woman. So she's a brilliant artist and a cosmopolitan, but I guess I'm getting the fact that she's like, I don't want to say an idiot. I think that's too strong of a word. Maybe she's a bubblehead, She doesn't really think things through. She just does what people tell her to do. And I guess that's going to be a comedy element. She's going to get into a lot of situations where she just does dumb things because someone tells them to do it, or she does it because she didn't really interpret it, maybe the message the right way. I don't know. I'm trying to think of an example that will convey that. Maybe there'll be situations where they tell her to do something, but then she does it wrong because she thought in the literal sense to do it in this way when they were actually being sarcastic, or they were figuratively speaking to do it in this certain manner. It's going to be something like that. So I think she's going to be a bubblehead. She's not stupid, but she's going to be I think she's also going to be very soft-spoken, and she's going to have big tits. I don't know why, but I just feel like she has big tits. And you don't see that in the picture, but I just feel that way because a lot of soft-spoken characters, well, that's not necessarily true, but there's 2 different types of soft-spoken characters. There's one that are very petite and small, and they have glasses, and they barely speak, and they say, "Oh, okay." and then they sit down and read their books or something. And then there's a soft-spoken anime woman who has like huge ass tits, and she's like optimistic, and she says things such a like this and talks like that. That's the general those are the general types of, I guess, soft-spoken female anime characters. In any case, I have to go on and look at the other characters. Let's see here. So there's other characters in the back. There's about 5 of them in the back. And there's definitely one who is jumping up in the air who has big tits, but I don't think this is going to be one of these ecchi type of anime, so that's cool. Maybe she just has the big tits for the purpose of having big tits, and it differentiates herself from everybody else. I guess the woman who is jumping up in the air like yay is probably going to be, you know, the optimistic, very energetic woman. And there's romance, so I definitely feel like there's going to be harem elements within it. I think the woman jumping up in the air, and Mashiro is going to have romantic interest for Sarata. Well, maybe not Mashiro, but I think Sarata is going to have romantic interest for Mashiro, and this woman jumping up in the air is going to have romantic interest for Sarata. And then there's going to be the guy in the back, you know, who looking cool with the glasses, brown hair. I think he's going to be his friend. And I think the guy in the back, also the guy in the back with the glasses, with the teal, well, he doesn't have glasses, but the guy in the back of the guy with the glasses, with the teal shirt and the dirty pants, he's probably going to be some type of artist or something, but is also going to be friends or company Sarata. And I guess the remaining women, let's talk about the woman with the red vest. I guess she's a teacher, because usually teachers with the red vests and like short skirts are like teachers, and they're usually like in their early 20s and shit. They're never really like in their 30s and 40s. They're usually attractive women in their like early to late 20s. So I think this is going to be like a teacher or a principal or something like that. In addition to that, there's the woman with the brunette hair, and I think this is going to be the friend of Mashiro. I don't know the character. I think she's just going to be, you know, the best friend and whatnot. So I already established the characters. Now let's go on to the predictions. Alright, since it has drama and romance as its genres, I'm already predicting that it's going to have a love polygon. For a cliche, this involves usually involves women who are all romantically interested in this one protagonist who is, you know, obviously a male. Usually within anime, it always has that harem element where all these women are just so fascinated and enthralled by this one protagonist, even though some of them treat him like shit. I don't think it's going to be that type of anime. I don't think there's going to be the unreasonably angry bitch cliche in here, but there's going to be a love polygon situation involved here. I think there's going to be a cliche of... I think since this is also going to be a romance type of anime, there's going to be a cliche scenario called the cherry blossom romance. And I think everybody's seen this. If they've seen a good number of anime, they've seen this situation where the protagonist, usually the male, sees this gorgeous looking girl, or sees the girl that he's attracted to, and once he sees this girl, it's like time slows down, and I guess it like the image gets softened, or the image is very soft, and then there's like cherry blossoms and just falling down in front of her, and I guess there's like a not black background, but a pink black background, and it's very soft, and you know, there's I can't really explain it, but a lot of times in animes where the protagonist has a crush on a woman or something like that, there's this cherry blossom romance where you just start seeing cherry blossoms fall down whenever the protagonist sees the crush or something like that. But it's not all the time, but it's just in some scenarios and situations, and it's usually initially when he first sees the woman. So I think that's alright. Also in this anime, I think there's going to be a cliche of comedy falls, and comedy fall is a situation in which a person makes a bad joke or pun, and this results in the people around him like falling down in disbelief, or just showing that the joke was so bad that they fall down. it happens in a lot of anime and definitely in a lot of comedy animes. So I think the comedy fall is going to take effect in there. Also, what else was I going to say about it? Now I don't know if there's going to be any fan service within the anime. I don't think there's going to be too much, since it didn't really talk about any ecchi elements within the anime or within the description. But I do think there's going to be boob falls. And the boob fall basically means when a character actually runs into a woman or falls on top of a woman and he has his hand accidentally placed on her breast. I think that's going to happen too. In any case, I can't think of anything this anime is going to be similar to. But I honestly have a feeling I'm not going to like it. There's something about it that looks, I don't know, sort of corny. I think there's going to be some interest. I think the direction of the comedy is going to have something to the effect where a lot of things are just random or just weird, or they're somewhat cute. They're somewhat cute in a way, and I think that's where its direction is gonna go to, especially if this is a romance anime. I think there's gonna be a lot of cutesy elements, but I don't think it's gonna be a laugh out loud comedy. But I am going to get my eyes open. I'm going to watch the first 5 episodes, and then I'm going to get my overview of what it is and if I want to watch it again, or if I want to continue.